Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Dune large interior wall sconce. This is the 24-795. It's also a smaller version of this. That's a 24-790. Check them both out. Watch those videos. Let's get into the size of the fixture itself. And I actually happen to have it, well, parts of it anyway, right here that came off our showroom wall. So you can kind of see it from the side, from the front, and kind of from the back here. This goes onto the back plate itself, and I'll get more into detail on that. I also have the glass for the smaller one here, so you can kind of see the difference side by side. Let's get into the size of the fixture itself. 23.6 inches high, 5.3 inches in width. Projection coming out from the wall is coming out only 4 inches. That makes this ADA compliant, which means this can go into commercial projects like hotels, restaurants, apartment buildings, condo buildings. It qualifies for ADA compliancy, which is Americans with Disabilities Act, that says that a sconce can only come out 4 inches from the wall, and this does the job, as does the smaller one too. Let's get into backplate size, 22.5 by 4.5. It's going to mount on just a simple junction box, but I want to show you more information about that, as well as drawings of that backplate. And how we do it is we look at the install sheets. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations, instructions, PDF. Open that up for me. It is going to show you a full parts list, which is not that many parts, just some screws, backplate. This is called the decoration, the part that's forged, heavily forged, the decoration here, and then the glass. So you're going to see all those all on a parts list. It's also going to show you how to put it together, which is super easy. It's going to show you places on that mounting backplate that it's going to attach to your wall, including to the J-box. This is a simple 4x4 J-box, or they call it a 4-inch. This glass is 2.8 inches in diameter by 22 inches long. And the mounting height, that's a distance from the bottom of the fixture, and this is talking about if you're mounting it this way, is 12.3 inches from the bottom of the backplate to the center of the fixture itself. You know, you can also mount it this way, like over a mirror if you want to, or you can mount it this way, like on the sides of a mirror, or like we said before, in a hallway. So a couple little details. So when we get into the lamping on this, which is going to be using a G9 socket, I'll talk about in a second, it's going to be limiting you to 4 25-watt halogens if you guys want to go halogen. And the reason they do that is because they have to assume that you're going to have it like this. And when you have halogens, or any light bulb in a sconce, they basically cool by convection. They kind of suck in cooler air here, and they expel warmer air at the top. So they have to assume that you're going to do it here instead of doing it this way. So that's why they're limiting you to 4 of those 25-watt halogens. However, I don't think you guys are going to go halogen. Most of you guys are going to go LED, and we'll get into that right now. So if you're going to be doing LED, you can go well beyond that 100 watts. Remember, you got 425s, and that's still quite a bit of light coming out of this as far as if you want to use it over a mirror. But if you want to use this with LEDs, it's going to be using a G9 socket. G9 sockets take G9 bulbs. Here's a little halogen version with the little prongs in the bottom made out of wire. Sometimes there are actually tabs, metal tabs like this LED, and we'll talk about the LEDs instead. So it comes down to how big an LED I can get into this comfortably inside that glass. And this is going to be a little tricky, but I want to go over it with you. So these are 2 different types of LEDs, and these are G9 LEDs. Maybe one way you can kind of get a better image of this, go on Amazon or any of those websites like 1001 Bulbs or justbulbs.com, put in G9 LED, and up is going to pop all these things. So you've got these, the ones that have orange running through them are phosphorus LEDs. The ones that look like little corn cobs are called cob LEDs. You'll notice I've got longer ones and shorter ones, and the reason because the longer ones are going to give you more light equivalent. This is a 75-watt equivalent. I actually have 100-watt equivalents of these that I use in my showroom, believe it or not. However, when you get into the longer ones like this, they're not going to fit into this fixture. They have to be kind of closer to the length of a halogen bulb, and that's going to be closer to this one. This is a 40-watt. Actually, they're a 40-watt or 60. Actually, I take it back. I've gotten 60-watt equivalent LEDs inside of this. So you've got 4. It's 240-watt equivalent of incandescent light, which is more than you need to put over a bathroom mirror. So just keep your eye on all that. Okay, and then, like I said before, they're easy to get. If you go on Amazon, you can put in the same search and just put in G9 LED. up is going to pop up a lot of information you're going to want to talk about amongst yourselves, and that's going to be the color of the light. I talk about it in every video. They're going to offer these to you in 2700 Kelvin, which is going to be super yellow. Probably not the best thing to use in a bathroom. However, if you're going to be using these in a dining room, that probably would be nice, because you could dim those down and make them look like candlelight. On top of all that, they're going to offer these to you in something called daylight. And daylight sounds like it should be a warm light, but it's not a warm light. That's going to be that bluish white light that a lot of people see with LEDs in grocery stores, hospitals, that kind of thing. That's 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin on that Kelvin scale. What we like to use in our showroom is called warm white, soft white in the LED world, and that's going to be 3,000 Kelvin. So that's something you want to look at. 3,000 Kelvin is the light that's coming down on my hands right now. So this mimics an incandescent light I grew up with, and it's that nice middle of the road kind of warm white or soft white. Right, there you go. Like I said before, you can get a lot of light out of this if need be. You just have to do your homework. And again, it's a dimmable fixture. You want to make sure that when you do buy these things, it says dimmable on the box, or if you're online, it clearly says dimmable. I want to touch base on Hubbardton Forge's opal glass for just a second. So all of Hubbardton Forge's glass to begin with is going to be hand blown. This piece is hand blown first in clear, then they're going to come in and they're going to blow another layer of white glass on the inside of this. The third step is they're going to take and they're going to sandblast the whole thing on the inside and the outside. That's going to give you this beautiful, mellow, translucent, milky piece of glass. When you look at this, and you can see the layers are actually piled up on the inside of this. Hubbardton Forge is very obsessed about details on all of their pieces, including their glass, and that's why you're here, because you're probably just as obsessed about little details as well. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you are on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over in the red tabs with the pictures in them over there. You're going to see a Finishes Help Guide tab. Open that up for me. It's going to be a video there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a chart just down below, so scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a chart. You can click on that chart, so you can click on dark smoke, you can click on soft gold, doesn't matter. Big page will pop up showing you lots of different things in that finish. You can go back to the chart and you'll notice there's letters A's on them, letter B's on some of those things, and that's going to be showing you this range of variants that you can expect to see on different translucent finishes, but I'll talk about all of that in the video, okay? Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. And those same red tabs, you're going to see a What's on Display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus, you want to use the showroom anyway, because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.